The Roman Military Research Society is a group of scholars and engineers in England who share a passion for ancient Roman history.
But I think we can always pivot the machine.
Their mission? To reconstruct as accurately as possible the arms, armor, and artillery of ancient Rome.
Well, if you can work on that end.
Len Morgan, president of the Society, and Mark Hatch, chairman of the Society, will demonstrate 3 torsion-type catapults the group has built as part of their ongoing work. First, Len demonstrates the 3-span catapult.
Take this forward to the bowstring and then push the snake into position. Ratchets go back on. You place the bolt in position on the slider and fit it back into the trigger. It's really a case of you lock it onto a position on your body to try to get a range sorted out, and it's done really by trial and error. You know, once you've got used to a target area, you can lock on, and then it's just a case of pulling the trigger to release. Bloody hell.
Next, Mark shows us the Xanton Ward catapult.
So what we've got here is a reproduction of the Xanton Ward catapulta found in Germany and buried in just off the banks of the River Rhine. So, very first thing, remove the safety balls off the ratchets, which allows me now to take the trigger mechanism forwards. The trigger mechanism, you'll notice, is in the form of 2 fingers, a bit like an archer's. So what happens is those fingers grip the bowstring. Now with a winding handle, you start using the windlass system to pull the bowstring back, and if you watch carefully, you'll see that the arms are now moving and coming backwards. Simple bolt. Basically sits in that gully there. That's where the string is going to strike at the rear of the bolt and shoot it forward, and the bolt will go. Drop short. Okay, so these are my excuses for our lack of accuracy. Effectively what you've got, there's a lot of different competing forces going on in the machine. They're not built to our exacting standards. Even the bolts are handmade. The heads are hand-forged iron heads, so they're going to be varied. There will be various different weights. You're not going to get a consistency.
Len saves the biggest for last and demonstrates the power of a catapult they call the Beast.
Right, take your slider up. Lock on. Okay. Ratchets on. Together. He's back. Right. Okay. Basically, they'd be used in siege work, firing into towns or into forts or whatever. You usually got about 10 of these machines of varying sizes attached to a legion of these particular stone throwers, and you'd have roughly about 59 of the smaller bolt shooters attached to a legion. So you've got a considerable firepower coming your way. That'll give you a headache.